Welcome to night 3 of 30 Nights of Fright. Tonight, I will be sharing some murder mysteries that have a bit of a chilling effect. Now, these books, you can expect a classic and a contemporary, and these are murder mysteries guaranteed to give you goosebumps. So, from a slow burn to a psychological thriller and a twisty whodunit, I think whatever you're in the mood for, one of these books will fit. So I'll be sharing a little about each book and what you can expect without spoilers. Okay, so the first book I'm sharing with you is a classic, and it's from the Queen of Mystery herself. This one was published posthumously in 1976, and it features one of my favorite amateur sleuths, Miss Marple. So you've heard the name Miss Marple, so of course it's an Agatha Christie, but the book I'm sharing with you tonight is Sleeping Murder. Now, Sleeping Murder by Agatha Christie features Miss Marple, one of my favorite characters, and it takes us into a really eerie world of long-buried secrets. Now, the story follows Gwenda, a young woman who buys this really charming seaside home in England. But as she starts to settle in the house, strange things start to happen. She starts recognizing rooms she's never seen before, and she has vivid memories of this murder that she couldn't have possibly witnessed. Now, Gwenda turns to Miss Marple for help. Miss Marple, of course, will unravel the mystery. But before she gets to that thrilling conclusion, what we see is this really twisted journey into the past with the family where secrets and murder just collide. Now, I have to let you know, Sleeping Murder is a slow burn mystery, but I promise you it blends those psychological tension, but also classic detective work. And personally, I think what makes this book genius and also Christie is that the everyday world and just like ordinary domestic life just starts to feel really dark and dangerous. So you'll be guessing every clue and suspect until the very last page. So that's what you can expect in Sleeping Murder. Okay, now for the contemporary books. So let's step into a chilling modern world with this book that is a murder mystery, but it also has a supernatural twist. So if that's your vibe, then I'm recommending The Whisper Man by Alex North. Now, in this one, we meet a dad. His name is Tom, and he has a young son named Jake. Now, they moved to this small town after Tom's wife and Jake's mom has passed away. So they're looking for a fresh start. But their fresh start turns into a nightmare when they discover that 20 years ago, a killer known as the Whisper Man abducted and murdered young boys in their new small town. Now, what's even worse is that a boy has just gone missing, and Jake is starting to hear whispers outside his window. So I think the book just masterfully blends the psychological impact of grief with also the terror of a killer that's also lurking in the shadows. So you can expect lots of twists, red herrings, and also an ending that I feel will just leave you out of breath almost. It's just going to really ramp up. The ending, I think, is brilliant. So if you enjoy atmospheric thrillers with a touch of the paranormal, then I think The Whisper Man is just for you. Okay, next up is a psychological thriller that I felt didn't get enough love when it was first published, especially for a book that was just so good. Now, this is a read for folks who like a psychological thriller that has a very deep personal storyline connected to the mystery. And the book I'm talking about is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. Now, in this one, we meet a psychologist. Her name is Chloe, and her life has been completely overshadowed by the trauma of her childhood. Because when she was like around 12, 13, thereabouts, 6 teenage girls went missing, and her own father was arrested as the serial killer who was responsible for these missing girls. 20 years later, Chloe is trying to move on with her life, but when teenage girls start disappearing again, she is just pulled back to this world and pulled back to this time. Like, what is happening? Is this a copycat? Is there something more sinister at play? So those are some of the questions you're going to have as you're reading A Flicker in the Dark. Now, what I think this book does so brilliantly, which makes it so gripping, is that there's a constant sense of doubt as you're reading this book, because you're going to see Chloe's memories and perceptions just You don't know what to believe. They're a tad unreliable. Now, as she starts questioning everything and everyone around her, even us as readers will start to feel a sense of clarity as well. So, yeah, this is a fun thriller filled with suspense, but of course, emotional depth. But trust me, plenty of shocking twists. So, yes, add a flicker to the dark, a flicker in the dark to your reading list if you haven't already. All right, so the next book on my list weaves together Greek mythology, murder, and dark secrets with a hint of academia. I kind of felt like this is the ultimate sinister dark package. And the book I'm recommending is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. Odds are I butchered the name. I Googled how to pronounce it and I forgot already. But much love to this author and the book. So, like I said, The Maidens is the ultimate package. It just packs a lot in there. Now, in this one, we are following a therapist who is still grieving the death of her husband, right? But when her niece's best friend is found murdered at this university, Cambridge University, we see her being convinced that there's this professor who's just really, outgoing, charismatic, is actually behind it. Now, this professor in question is adored by a group of students. There's a secret group of students. This group is known as the Maidens. But as our therapist or main character, Mariana, starts to investigate some more, she finds herself tangled in this web of obsession, manipulation, and danger. So this is one of those dark, twisty murder mysteries that will keep you guessing until the very end. I also just love the blend of academia in there. Of course, there's lots of Greek tragedy references because I mentioned, Greek mythology is in this one as well, and just shocking revelations. So if you love, now this is a mystery with a literary edge. So this is more literary in nature, then I think you'll really adore this book. And I hope you add The Maidens to your reading list. Okay, the last book on my list is a new book. It's a 2024 book. We're recording in 2024. So as of recording, this is a 2024 release that I absolutely adored. You're going to get psychological thriller. You're going to get gothic. You're going to get horror. You're going to get tension and suspense. And I just love that behind every door, there seems to be some danger lurking behind there. I love when a building has a character in a novel, like it's a main character in the story. And you'll find that in this one as well. And the book I'm recommending is The New Couple in 5B by Lisa Unger. In The New Couple in 5B, we see where a surprise inheritance of a luxurious multi-million-dollar Park Avenue apartment takes a really dark turn for a couple because it leads to a series of just sinister events and just the building's dark past and deadly secrets coming to the forefront. Now, the novel follows Rosie and Chad. They're a struggling young couple and they inherit this luxurious apartment, Park Avenue, New York City apartment. But of course, they discover that this apartment and this building has a dark history and just a lot of sinister things have happened there. Now, this book is going to blend gothic, horror, mystery, suspense elements, and all these different things. And I just think it's just really brilliant because we see the couple's eerie experiences, the wife who's a writer, we see her investigating the building for her next book, and she just discovers so much dark and sinister things. The neighbors are a bit off, and it's just a juicy read. For me, it just has all the perfect elements. Also, I had an opportunity to interview the author to learn more about this book and just the Rebecca Rosemary Babies vibes in this novel. And I'm going to link that episode so you can tune in and listen some more. So yes, tune into the episode and also check out The New Couple in 5B if you haven't already. Okay, so there you have it. 5 murder mysteries, perfect for spooky season and this time of year. Not for nothing else, they will send chills down your spine. Now, I want to hear from you. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. Tell me about your favorite murder mystery books, especially those spooky and chilling ones that are perfect for 13 Nights of Fright and just the fall season. Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Now, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for night 4, where we will be stepping into the world of haunted houses. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. But until then, stay spooky and keep the lights on.